Friends, we've got an active weather weekend ahead, numerous showers and storms. I'll let you know where the heaviest of those will be. Your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas starts right now.
This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi everyone, Rusty back here at Meteo Mundo. Great to see you on a Friday. If this is your first time watching a Meteo Mundo video, I want to say hello and welcome. My name is Rusty McCranie. I'm the Chief Meteorologist here at Meteo Mundo. I have 25 years of television weather experience in the United States. Our goal here at Meteo Mundo is to combine my experience and my expertise with our weather technology to provide you with a forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas like you've never seen before. So thank you for choosing us. And welcome to our weather community. We have a great one. Drop in the comments section below where you're viewing from, what the weather has been like, or just a hi, just a wave, and let me know how things are going. We'll get this video started as we always do with what's happening right now on this Friday. We have that ability here at Meteo Mundo to take a look at current conditions. You are looking at your enhanced satellite imagery, the visible satellite imagery, all of the live lightning data, and the numbers that you see are the feels like temperatures in Fahrenheit. It's between 100 and 110. In a couple of spots, that's 38 to 43 degrees Celsius. A lot of you have told me, you said, Rusty, look, when it's not raining, it's been brutally hot, and that continues to be the case. Now, we've got a good chance for rain in a lot of our area over the weekend. Could bring some heavy rain with these tropical waves coming through. So we'll get started on this Friday down in the Lesser Antilles, and we'll start off in the Windward Islands, our friends in Trinidad and Tobago and Grenada. We're going to see a couple of passing showers continue to develop. The axis of most significant moisture has worked its way off towards the west. You can see that beautiful visible satellite imagery. We still have our fresh easterlies. It's kicking up the surf and sea conditions. And from time to time, we'll get a couple of downpours. Don't expect a lot, again, down towards Trinidad, Tobago, and Grenada, but it's a possibility. Even places like Suriname and Guyana and Venezuela have dried out a bit this afternoon, although additional storms are likely to develop across the mainland as we move deep into our Friday afternoon and even the early evening. Seeing a couple of fast-moving showers right now over places like Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and St. Lucia. You can see the temperatures fall as those showers move through. Now, they're whipping fast. They're not going to be in one area very long. They're going to be in and out. Quick, heavy downpour from time to time, and again, some gusty easterly winds. A couple of showers still possible for places like Martinique. You can see Dominica has had a little bit of rain move across the island lately. Guadeloupe has that opportunity. Now, we get north into Montserrat and areas north. Now we're really back into some richer tropical moisture. So Montserrat, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, Saba, St. Eustatius, St. Bartholomew, especially Anguilla, all with some good downpours today. We can see an axis of moisture. You can see that bright whites there with the infrared satellite imagery. So some pretty decent rain, 25 to 50 millimeters at a couple of spots. That's 1 to 2 inches of rain. And again, it is working its way pretty quickly off towards the west, but still a few showers there possible at least through Friday evening. It's been fairly wet, especially for the British Virgin Islands for today. Tortola area near Road Town, good downpours there. We've had a few spotty showers across St. Thomas, St. John, and St. Croix there in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and then a little bit more rain over Puerto Rico at the hour. You can see that again, numbers falling in places like San Juan and Ponce. Showers, a few storms developing. That's that live lightning count. Speaking of live data, what do you say we take a look at the radar here out of the southeast sides of Puerto Rico? This is our live radar. You can just see there's an abundant amount of moisture. Nothing is very concentrated though. We just have scattered showers working their way from east to west for today. So scattered rain across Puerto Rico. There's a few showers towards the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. Some rain across the Mona Passage. Nice little storm just on the shoreline there of Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. But again, it's fairly wet here. We'll switch back over to our satellite imagery. Take this back off for us here. And then I'm going to make one more change real quick. Okay, I think we're good. So let me put this back into motion. And again, what we're going to continue to see is as we get farther west, the moisture actually is a little bit more concentrated right now. So the storms are heavier in Hispaniola at the hour. You can see some pretty darn heavy rain in the Dominican Republic towards Santo Domingo, on over towards Samana, La Romana, areas inland. Santiago de los Caballeros has had some rain. Same thing for our friends in Puerto Plata, a little bit earlier or close, right? Let me know if you've caught a shower there in Puerto Plata. It's close. Some good rain across the peninsula there of Haiti towards Lacaille. Port-au-Prince has been very hot. You can see that feels like temperature, but they're getting a few more storms developing at the hour. For my friends in Jamaica, we're getting some rain getting going right now on the western sides of the island. You can see a few storms near Ocho Rios, but once again, it's the western side of the island where the rain has really blown up in just the last couple of hours here. Take a look at that. So for places like Montego Bay, Falmouth, and Cambridge, Savannah Lamar, Negril, Lucy, Black River, Treasure Beach, on over towards Mandeville and Maypen, all with some decent rain in this area. It's going to try and keep developing east. Now, of course, the storms are pushing west, but we could still see some additional rain on the eastern side of the island. But right now, no rain in Kingston, which means the feels like temperature is still 108 degrees. But I promised my friends in Jamaica there was a better opportunity for rain starting today, and especially today and tomorrow, we're going to have more widespread rain to try and cool things off just a little bit more. Still seeing some storms developing right across Cuba. That's been the trend in the afternoon hours, exceptionally hot during the day. Then we get some storms cranking up in a very widespread fashion. Still dry in the Cayman Islands. Grand Caymans feels like temperatures 105, 110, but we will get more moisture all pulling in from the east. So this will continue to traverse and get off towards the west. Now, we'll go to the Bahamas and then we'll move into Central America. Seeing a few storms developing at the hour up in the northwest side of the Bahamas. Now, let me just tell you something real quick. It's a raucous day across South Florida, but some of that moisture is developing over these islands as well. We'll switch on over to our radar here. Take off the satellite data, and you can see the storms just bubbling up here with the heat of the day for Walker's Key and Grand Bahama and Abaco down towards the Bimini area. Yes, they're spotty. They'll produce some quick downpours. Watch out for the lightning for our boaters as well, and even down towards the Andros area right now and close to New Providence. Yeah, we're getting a couple of showers. Nothing outrageous, but a few more are likely through the rest of the afternoon hours. We'll go back over to our satellite data here. And again, for the rest of the central and southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos, we're relatively dry at the hour, but fret not. More rain is coming your way with a much higher chance starting either later tonight, but more than likely starting on Saturday morning. We're going to get more rain for your area. Now, it is getting wet across Central America yet again. We'll start off in the Yucatan. Look at all of these storms today. Look at all of the lightning. Cancun, Cozumel, on over towards the western sides, Merida, Campeche, Tulum, all with some good storms. So this is all working as you would expect from east to west across the entire Yucatan. All the storms are driving inland, Chechemal. Then we get down into Belize, San Pedro, Belize City, Dangriga, Belmopan, San Ignacio. All have been relatively wet for today. Let me know if you're in this area, what you've been seeing. Good lightning as well. Very heavy downpours all the way down towards the coastline of Guatemala and then, of course, into northern Honduras. Few showers just kind of skirting Roatan at the hour. San Pedro Sula is wet towards La Chiba. And then just in this broad view, it's wet right now through Honduras, Nicaragua. We've talked about how wet it's been through Costa Rica and Panama as well. Friends, that's not going to change. This is going to stay very active in our western areas. And then we're going to see this tropical wave continue to work its way from east to west. So we'll talk about how that's going to impact the islands coming up. I've got your 3-day rainfall forecast island by island, so stick around for that. When we look at the water vapor imagery and we get back out into the Atlantic, again, there's a big concentration of Saharan dust. We'll highlight that as well. We still have our waves, which again, still early in the season to see this, still progressing their way off towards the west. Always something to keep an eye on, but obviously right now, things are relatively quiet with these. We're not expecting tropical development out of this, but more moisture, more impacts rain-wise coming up later next week. Absolutely. So as we get into the forecast part of this video, again, one simple request, one simple payback. If you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, hit the like button right now. Again, if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, you want to be part of our weather community, thank you for subscribing here to Meteo Mundo, sharing it with your friends. And again, thank you for finding all the ways to support the channel via our memberships, our super thanks, the PayPal, the Venmo, all of that. And I really do appreciate it very much. So let's talk about how this wave is going to impact our area. These are the wettest spots that I project starting tomorrow morning through Sunday. And basically it is a stair step. The higher up you are on the list, the earlier in the weekend you're going to get the impact. So the Dominican Republic and Haiti, to the Turks and Caicos, maybe even the Southeast Bahamas as well, Cuba, Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, then more wet weather. Yes, what they're seeing today isn't even involved with this tropical wave for Central America and the Yucatan. So let's play this out. We'll start with the models here. Going to look at the NAM model first real quick. It's going to take me 1/2 second to bring that up. But again, can look at all the different models back here. I'll show you a few different ones, obviously, from time to time. The NAM has just been doing fairly well with these tropical waves coming in. So we will be drying out through the Lesser Antilles for the weekend ahead. Now, does that mean it's completely dry for Trinidad, Tobago, and Barbados? Absolutely not. We're still going to have our strong trade winds. We're still going to get some passing showers. But it's very clear to see that the axis of deepest moisture continues to move quickly to the west, and that's what we talked about in yesterday's video. These tropical waves have some good forward speed, 15, 20 knots. And again, a tropical wave is an elongated area from north to south of a moisture, an axis of moisture. Sure, that can become a disturbance, that can become a tropical depression, a tropical storm. That's not what's going to be happening out of the ones in the Caribbean right now, but is it going to bring us some wet weather? Absolutely. So here we go. We'll stair step this out. And we'll start off with later tonight. And again, this is this evening. We'll continue to see some rain over Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic and Haiti. Then that rain really flares up tomorrow. So we'll still have rain in Puerto Rico and the U.S. and British Virgin Islands on our Saturday. But that axis of moisture really then spills into Hispaniola and Cuba and the Turks and Caicos and the southeast Bahamas. This will then begin to impact Jamaica and the Cayman Islands late Saturday and into Sunday. So then Sunday, the rain starts to fade in the Dominican Republic and Haiti. The rain will still be around through portions of Cuba and the Cayman Islands, and then it all moves off towards the west late Sunday and into Monday, and then back into Central America. So what does this mean? It means it's moving quickly, which means you're not going to be impacted by this wave for the entire duration of the weekend, but the fast-moving showers will drop 25 to 50 millimeters of rain in a short order. There'll be even more rain for the Yucatan and Central America because they're already getting some showers out of this. Still have the Central American gyre with a bit of spin there, just kind of inherent rain. We'll see some scattered showers work their way up the Bahamas as well. Not expecting as much rain when you get north of, let's say, Exuma and Cat Island and Long Island towards Eleuthera. Anywhere north of there towards Grand Bahama, it's more spotty rain over the weekend. Your best chance might actually be Sunday, potentially even into early on Monday. Is it going to be very heavy in nature or very widespread? No, for the most part, it's not going to be. Again, we can just clearly see on this model, we continue with the progression very fast from east to west. Now, the ABC Islands, we haven't talked much about the ABC Islands yet. Unfortunately, it's been very hot, it's been very dry and very windy in these areas. Still not going to get a lot of rain. We could have our best chance probably Saturday, probably tomorrow, maybe early Sunday, but more than likely, again, there's just not going to be a lot of rain in this area, and we'll see some showers kind of hugging the South American coastline as well. Our friends in Bermuda will remain relatively dry over the next 3 days, not expecting a lot of rain in these areas. So let's talk about the island by island rain chance. And again, we'll break it down for you here. Starting off in the Northwest Bahamas, just a 30% chance tomorrow, slightly more moisture Sunday and Monday, but about at best a 40% chance. Still going to be localized, kind of heat of the day storms, heavy rain and some lightning coming along for the ride. By the way, in the Bahamas, small craft should be exercising caution in the exposed waters of the Atlantic for the weekend ahead. For the central and the southeast Bahamas, 50% chance tomorrow. There's our best chance on Sunday. Then it gets drier behind the wave on Monday. Turks and Caicos, best chance tomorrow. Starting to fade on Sunday, much lower on Monday. Cuba just has good rain chances here, but the tropical wave will even aid the chance on Sunday. Cayman Islands will kind of TP, if you will, on Sunday with the best chance for showers, and then a 40% chance on Monday. Belize City will stay very wet. That's going to be the case. Cancun and Cozumel's rain chances go up and up as well. Again, these storms will slam across the coast, develop, and then push their way off towards the west. Jamaica, 40% chance for tomorrow, 60% chance on Sunday. So hopefully more rain for the island in general. 30% chance on Monday. We need to cool things off. The Dominican Republic is an 80% chance for tomorrow. We actually dropped to just a 30% chance on Sunday. More moisture coming in on Monday brings us a 50% chance. And Puerto Rico, it's about the same. Not as much for tomorrow, but will dry out and get hot again on Sunday with more rain returning on Monday. U.S. and the British Virgin Islands, again, 60% chance tomorrow, but drier over Sunday and Monday. Bermuda, relatively dry. Anguilla, 40% chance Saturday. Again, dry on Sunday. Same thing for St. Kitts and Nevis. Another kind of quick moving wave comes in Monday with better rain chances there. So you're going to look at places like Antigua and Barbuda and Montserrat and Guadeloupe. Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We can kind of cover this area in one broad swoop. Decent chances tomorrow, fairly isolated on Sunday, and then ticking up just a notch again on Monday. Nothing extremely prominent, mainly fast-moving showers, a few storms, pockets of heavy rain, gusty winds coming along for the ride. Barbados will be even a little bit drier over the weekend. The back to a 40% chance on Monday. Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago about in that same boats as well. Slightly higher rain chance a little bit farther south. Same thing for Suriname and Guyana. Slightly better improved chances there, especially on Monday. Nueva Esparta, more isolated in nature than anything else. And the ABC Islands, again, about a 30% chance over the weekend. And then we're back down to a 20% chance for our Monday. One reason why we're going to go from wet weather to getting pretty dry again very quickly is the Saharan dust. Sorry about bringing myself off camera and on camera very quickly. So if you look at the loop and the timeline, right behind this tropical wave, look at the plume of Saharan dust. So as we dry out, guess what? More haze is quickly coming back in. So for places like the Leeward Islands and Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, get ready for a hazy weekend ahead, guys. That's why it's going to limit the rain. Basically, this Sahara dust is trailing this next tropical wave, but it's making pretty quick progress off towards the west, and it's a little bit more concentrated. If you've been watching our videos here, I've been showing you that the Saharan dust has begun to dissipate when it gets into the central side of the Caribbean. This next plume is trying to hold together more. So even Jamaica and the Cayman Islands and Cuba, Central America, the Yucatan, portions of the Bahamas, which haven't had as much of a concentration of Saharan dust, could see that with this next plume starting late this weekend and into early in the mid part of next week. As I've mentioned, the easterlies will continue. Our trade winds will keep going. So take a look at what the winds are going to be doing here as far as the wave height and directions. Again, we're going to stay with our relatively strong easterlies as the waves come in. And I mean tropical waves, is going to kick up the actual waves in the ocean to around 7 to 8 feet in a couple of spots. So just keep an eye out for that for any boaters. Obviously check in with your local officials for what's going to be happening locally as far as that goes. Now looking at the actual wind fields here, again on this model, the greens and the yellows are what we want to be looking for. Those are winds and gusts of over 20 knots. Once again, our friends in the ABC Islands and the South Caribbean in general with some fresh winds. We're going to have some decent winds as the wave moves through, but late into the weekend and early next week, if I take this out here to early next week, there's another huge kind of area of wind going to be coming back into the Lesser Antilles to watch out for late next week. Now, as far as any spin in the atmosphere, you know, I love to show you guys this product. It's going to take 1 second to bring up here, but for anyone new, we always take a look at, all right, is there spin in the atmosphere? And if there is, where do we have to look out for? What's the actual overall situation? Well, again, our Bermuda high is very much into place right now, okay? Situated right here. We have our clockwise winds around the high. So in this product, what we're looking for, is there any rotation inherent with these waves coming through? And we mentioned that it's been very broad in nature. Again, when Beryl came through, we just had this tight donut hole, right, on this product. This is just showing us kind of in general that we still have a bit coming through with this, and that's just gonna kick up the seas. It's gonna kick up the winds. And, you know, is there a couple of little interesting features here to monitor? Yeah, absolutely. You can see this just kind of spinning way down there towards what we call the ITZ and just kind of situated out there. Really small, just out there by itself. But we also mentioned in yesterday's video, we've got south winds coming up the west coast of Africa, which could actually aid in maybe developing these waves even quicker off the African coast, because there's going to be more latent heat now to play with higher sea surface temperatures. And the Saharan dust might be calming down a little bit as well. All interesting stuff. But again, that was a nice little interesting one, way out there in the middle of the Atlantic, even about 6 days out. So at this point in time, no, not a huge deal. What do you say we take a look at rainfall totals? Here we go. So what you're looking at is basically the rainfall totals over the next 5 days. As I have mentioned, this is going to be an extremely wet area here. Get prepared for several inches of rain in these spots. Now again, we're drier the farther north we go in the Yucatan, and I honestly believe that in some ways we might be a little bit underdoing these numbers a little bit. So you can see some of the totals here across coastal Belize, south side of Quintana Roo, 1 to 2 inches of rain, again, 25 to 50 millimeters. That is going to be a very common number with some locally higher amounts through Central America. Just expect that all the way down the coastline. Honduras and Nicaragua, there's 3-4 inches of rain, 100 millimeters there for Costa Rica. Panama, once again, I feel like this is a desert here. I'm not really sure. Are the ABC Islands really in the Caribbean, or are they somewhere in the desert? Trinidad and Tobago, again, decent rain possible there. Just going to kind of real quickly look at this. We're not going to spend a ton of time, but you get the idea that although everyone gets some rain, because these waves are fast moving, they're not going to dump a ton in any one location. Fast moving showers will favor the eastern sides of the island with their easterly winds. Could we get a few inches of rain in Puerto Rico? Absolutely. The Dominican Republic is one of the areas that have already had some hefty rain today. So total of 75 millimeters is not out of the question. Once again, I hope we get more for our friends in Jamaica, but a couple of, 25, 50 millimeters of rain is still possible there. But everyone gets some. When I zoom this out, this is a relatively wet map, and fast-moving tropical waves are going to be the norm here for the week ahead. Friends, you can follow us across all social media, Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook. Want to send me a picture or video? It's mymediamundo@gmail.com. Once again, I appreciate all of the support. If you have not liked or subscribed yet, do me a favor, click that button for me right now. And I'll be back here with the latest for you guys very soon for your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas. Until I see you, please be safe. Have a great rest of your Friday, and I'll see you soon right here at Meteo Mundo.